The sudden resurgence of physical abuse memories. New user hand waving and like and subscribe the video. From the age of 4, maybe earlier, to 17, I was physically abused as a kid. I was a very gentle and quiet kid. My parents would always tell family members or random strangers how kind I was. I think it's inherently part of my nature, but I also was so fearful of my parents that I would always be mindful of others' feelings, help my mom do dishes, help my dad with whatever he asked, do my chores. But living in that house was pure torture. I took on immense guilt from when my parents beat me or my sisters. Even if I knew I didn't do something my sisters did, I would spend the whole night pacing my room, hitting myself with belts, bashing my head in the wall to punish myself for being so stupid, and not making sure to prevent those things from happening to my sisters. I literally thought I could have controlled the situation. Even writing this, I feel like a failure and so stupid. I carried this guilt even up to 23 years old. I have no idea why the abuse affected me so much. I really think it's because I internalized the abuse towards me, but also for my sisters. I always thought my sisters resented me for how highly my parents talk about me and that I didn't save them. But I did try and help them. I'd always vouch for them even if they were so mean to me. I just couldn't stand the screaming or knowing what happened in the other room. My brain is wired with panic so much so that if anyone enters a room, I literally jump. My heart spikes and it genuinely leaves me terrified. It's so embarrassing because I've had roommates who get pissed thinking I'm so dramatic. I swear on my sister's life I never do it on purpose. Anyway, sorry to deviate, but I just have to express how it physically affects me to the point now that my chest tightens every single time I hear the screaming of my sisters and the scene replay in my head. My fiancé almost had to admit me to the hospital because I was hearing the screaming and saw everything from the minute I wake up to every single minute of the day. I felt like I was grieving for my sisters and younger self. I was so disgusted with my parents, and still am, at how they could look at 4-year-old me who was so gentle and kind and want to scar my body. They are so sick and I truly believe sadistic. I honestly feel like on their deathbed I'm going to tell them everything, but I won't continue the cycle of hurting. My fiancé literally called my entire family because I would scream and cry and scream. Why did you do it? I would literally hear the screaming 24/7 and doctors were threatening to hospitalize me. When I finally had to confront my mom because my fiancé called her, I held back a lot of what I wanted to say, but to my surprise, she in sadness admitted what she did was abuse us. Her mom did it to her and she did it to us. Forgive me, but how pathetic is that? She blamed it on being stressed. What a disgusting, pathetic abuse. She's sick in the head for torturing us and literally making me sit there and watch as she beat my sisters. And I remember how panicked I was. Literally covering my ears, beating myself in the head, looking fearfully at my sister as I wondered if she felt as panicked as I did. But my mom beat my older sister first, then sent her back to sit with me, then called my little sister to come over for her turn. I still to this day remember exactly how their screams sound, to the exact pitch. I remember hearing my little sister cry out as my mom charged towards her. I didn't see what happened because she beat them in the dining room while I had to sit at the table in another room. But my brain constantly plays out how I think it looked like them getting beat. I remember the sounds as the belt hit their skin over and over again. I always wanted to literally kill myself in that moment to forget the screaming and sounds. I want to kill myself. Into parents, and I want to kill myself now to make it stop. But I just got married, so I have a lot to look forward to. This traumatized me so much I literally came up with a plan to kill my parents. I was so blinded with rage and disgust, I walked into parents' Thatan's bedroom one night and that flicked the lights on as they slept. Looked at the bat leaning on the wall on the other side of the bed and imagined bashing their heads in. But I just stared at them as they shot up in bed stunned. I couldn't go through with it because I saw myself looking scared and stunned. My parents charged toward me. I couldn't continue the cycle of hurt, plus I obviously didn't want to go to prison. At this moment I hate those disgusting pieces of trash but have conflicted feelings because I am going to take care of them when they're old. That's my story, well, part of it. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the story, then like the video and subscribe the channel.